Hey, this is Sequin Henekyu, and welcome to the Powerback Virtual Conference 2022. This could be a first of many. This is sponsored by the Ahtahkakoop Health, and we'd like to say thank you to Shimona Masascapo, as this is Shimona's dream.
Shimona's dream. Yes, welcome everybody. We're going to be live here with Jarrid Lee in a moment, and I myself am Willis Janvier, Deneyati podcast host, all the way from La Loche, Saskatchewan. We're in the Treaty 6 territory. Welcome back. Yes, the Power Back Conference. We're going to have some live music ready for you today, this evening.
So just like to introduce Jarrid Lee, country music performer, an artist who recently went to Nashville. Tell us a little bit about that, Jarrid.
Probably the best trip I've ever taken in my life. Kind of dreamed about that moment about 7 years ago, getting the call to go to Nashville and to be sharing some music here with everybody's name. One of the songs I wrote was about going down to Nashville, having to get that phone call. And before Christmas, before Christmas, we ended up getting an email from a company called SSM Nashville, and they're right on Music Row. And we talked a little bit. I had about a 4-hour interview with everybody. And they asked me really tough questions like, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? And I told them, well, I want to do music as long as I possibly can, as long as my heart's still beating and my feet are still kicking. I want to do music. So that was the right answer. And they invited me down to Nashville. So we drove across the border to North Dakota and we flew down to Nashville. And the rest is history. We got signed January 10th and we went down there and made everything official. So that trip was basically a life changer for me. And now it's basically my big start.
Right on. Good stuff. Can those feet jig as fast as the Métis in the Saddle Lake region or what?
Yeah, and they can only do 2 changes to this one and then this one.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And, I know you went over to Nashville now. And what are some of the things you've been doing over there that just to get started? It was your first trip over there, right?
Yeah, first trip was the songwriters. I got to write with some of the best songwriters that are in the game right now. Pete Salas, Bill DeLuigi, and Dustin James. And these guys have Juno Award winning songs. They got Grammys. So they're no strangers to writing hits. And just to be able to sit with them, that was a life-changing experience. Imagine meeting the masters of your craft. Like, I think I'm a good songwriter, but I'm not a great one. But until I met a great songwriter, then it makes me want to be great. It's kind of like how Conway Kootenai says, when you're deadly, it makes me want to be deadly. So when they're really deadly, it makes me want to be even deadlier. So we went down there and we rewrote 4 songs, and I'm not going to share them yet until they're actually, ready to be shared. But that was the first trip there, and it was all paperwork and a little bit of social media stuff, the do's and the don'ts of what I can post and what I can't post on social media so far. And then just basically the future, what's gonna happen in the future after we come up with one good song that's either going to be recorded and put out to Canadian country radio and also American country radio. So that's North America. And then also we wanted to do one music video, and then that music video is going to be featured on CMT. So that's the direction that we want to go.
Hey, Jarrid, just switching the camera here. It's back to Willis and I. We're just going to introduce a little or talk about the lineup for tomorrow, what to expect for tomorrow. So we start tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Can you read that for us?
Yeah, I can go ahead.
He's got better eyesight than I do.
Yeah, I got these bifocals here. I'm good to go. So for tomorrow, Wednesday, February 23rd, we're going to start off about 11:30, I believe. And then we're going to have... is it Marcy Whitefish? She is a jingle dancer. She's going to be in between presenters. That's going to come and join us, share with you some of that powwow experience right here in the Treaty 6 territory. And then our first presenter will be Rachel Yayakikut. She is a life coach. She's going to teach you tricks of how to not be so upset, in the moment. And then Amber Dion, she's an Indigenous social worker and professor at, I'm going to say...
Graham McEwen?
Graham McEwen.
That's my cousin.
Yeah, sir.
Oh.
That's his cousin. This guy just knows everybody. Hola. And then we're going to continue on with some more dancing in between each presenter. And then Alex Starblanket is going to join us at 110 to 140. Starblanket clothing. And then more dancing. We got lots of dance. She's better get her feet rested tonight. And then Cindy Tusis, family support worker, social work at I believe it's 1:45 to 2:10. Haley Rose is going to join us at just after 2:00 tomorrow. She is a national ambassador of hope. Haley Rose from Mosquito, Grizzly Bear, Head Lean Man, First Nation. And then we've got CASP at 3:20. CASP Rob Sawan, Intro to Tools. And we had him here earlier today doing a documentary and presentation. And then we're going to be giving away more prizes. I think we have about nine gift cards left.
Tonight we'll be giving out 3 gift cards. So 2 $25 Cineplex gift cards, another very bougie gift card
Yeah.
to Starbucks, and some Jarrid Lee merch.
Jarrid Lee. Is this going to be for people online or people in this big room we got?
We will.
Well, we'll switch it
go
up.
with it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll switch it up.
Oh yes, there we go.
Yeah.
Jarrid Lee merch.
Yeah.
Okay. We got it.
And then we got the couple toques there too as well. So with that, we are gonna hand it over to Mr. Jarrid Lee, all the way from Saddle Lake. I almost said Sandy Lake Cree Nation. They almost sounded like Saddle Lake Cree Nation, Treaty 6 territory. Welcome. Well, he lives here too anyway. So the stage is all yours. Take it away.
Jarrid, let's rock and roll.
So I grew up in St. Paul, Alberta, and grew up playing a lot of hockey. And when you're about 15, 16 years old, you get to hang out with your friends quite a bit, get into a little bit of trouble. And this song is just a little tribute to my small little hometown, and where it only has one main street. And all we did as kids was flip laps on that main street, and then we would go find a place to gather and shoot off some fireworks and get in trouble by the cops. But this one's called Small Town. Parking lot circle full of trucks and cars. We were too young to get in the bars, so we all flipped laps till the sun went down. How could I forget those days? We were stuck in our crazy ways. Y'all didn't need a reason to go out. So tell your friends, and I'll tell mine. We'll meet at the spot just after 9, 'cause in a small town, not a word gets around. In a small town, we're always ready to get down. The fire's blazing, the kid gets down. Where we're at ain't no going out. It is what it is, a small town. You call the girls and I'll call the boys. You got a mud pit, go grab the toys. No worries, I will grab that tractor too. We got enough balance till the cows come home. If the cops show up, we'll hit the road. 'Cause they don't know about spot number 2. Tell your friends, and I'll tell mine. Meet at the spot just after 9, 'cause in a small town, that's how word gets around. In a small town, we're always ready to get down. The fire's blazing, the king is tapped. Where we're at ain't on the map. It is what it is. A small town. In a small town, that's how word gets around. In a small town, we're always ready to get down. The fire's blazing, the king is tapped. And where we're at ain't on the map. It is what it is. A small town is what it is. A small town is what it is. A small town. All right, thank you guys. I got a whole bunch of songs I'm going to be sharing with you. I got some cover songs, I got some original songs. We got about 3 hours worth of music. That's not enough. Normally we go about 12, 13 hours. I'm just kidding. I wish I could play that long. By then you'd need a couple of drinks of coffee and
Red
all that
Bull.
good stuff. Red Bull to keep going.
Yeah.
But I got an Eagles song I want to do for you guys, and this one is very near and dear to my heart. I think what people need to do right now is to take it easy a little bit, right? So we're going to start the song over, and it goes a little something. Well, I'm running down the road, trying to loosen the load. I got 7 women on my mind. 4 don't want to hold me, 2 don't want to slow me once, and she's a friend of mine. So take it easy, take it easy. Let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. Like love, but you still can't. Don't even try to understand. It's not a place to make your stand. Take it easy. Well, I'm standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona. Such a fine sight to see. It's a girl all over in a flatbed floor, slowing down and take a look at me. So come on, baby, don't say me. I gotta know that your sweet love is gonna save me. We may lose and we may win, we may never be here again. So open up our mouth, so take it easy. All right. How many people are dancing at home right now? Well, I'm running down the road, trying to loosen the load. I got worlds of trouble on my mind. Looking for a lover who won't go recover. Just so hard to find. Take it easy, take it easy. Let the sound of your own wheels make you gotta know your sweet love is gonna save me. No, no, yeah, yeah. No, no, yeah, yeah. Y'all take it easy. Y'all take it easy. All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you. So just want to give a little shout out to whoever came up with this brilliant idea of that we need something to do. And big shout out to Ahtahkakoop for inviting me out, and Sequin. We met a couple of years ago, and turns out that she had a podcast and I had a podcast, and did some interviews with her for music. And gonna go back to when I first got started about 7 years ago. I was in Prince Albert. We were just there this last weekend for Voices of the North. You guys know what Voices of the North, right? Been around for about 28 years, something like that. One of the best showcases we have in Saskatchewan for Indigenous people, Inuit and Métis. 7 years ago, I went and auditioned there, and that's kind of where I got my start into music. And from there, it sparked my love for the big stage, for being up here entertaining for everybody. And it's got me to places that I couldn't even dream of going, like the main stage at Craven a couple of years ago. I got to open up for one of my idols, Mr. Luke Bryan. And a couple of years ago, I got a phone call that we were going to be opening up for Tanya Tucker at River Creek. So during that time, I got to meet some amazing people. And this song I just recorded not too long ago, I released back in June, and it was number 43 on channel 171 CBC satellite radio. This one's called Let's Get Gone. A little bit of a background story to this song was me and my wife were stuck in my hometown of St. Paul with very, very little to do, and we've done everything we possibly could other than get into trouble. So we decided a move was needed. Turns out that was the best move we ever did, and it brought us to places like where we are today, and up to including Nashville. So on this track, you're gonna hear a fiddle player, and this guy's one of the best fiddle players in the world. He plays with people like Brad Paisley and Keith Urban, and right now he's on tour with Tanya Tucker. His name's Jay Clayton. So this one's our song. This one's called Let's Get Gone. I've been down to my last time, thinking what the hell have I done this time to do you wrong? I swear I've done you wrong. If it's not you, hey baby, it's me. Why couldn't we just leave things be? They're dead and gone. I said they're dead and gone. Let's leave this town, let's leave tonight. Pack our bags and kickstart first flight. Been due for long, been due for far too long. Let's get going, babe, let's get going. There's nothing left in this older town. Let's move along. Let's get gone. Come this far, hey, me and you, with all the hill that we've been through, it's made us strong. It's really made us strong. We will not stop on this tour tonight. Let's make up, babe, let's not fight. We'll prove them wrong. Oh yeah, we'll prove them wrong. Let's get going, babe, let's get going. There's nothing left left in this old dirt town. Let's move along. Let's get gone. Let's get gone, babe, let's get gone. There's nothing left in this old dirt town. Let's move along. Let's get gone, babe, let's get gone. There's nothing left in this old dirt town. Let's move along. Oh, let's get gone. Thank you. So that song, like I said, it went to number 43. That was my first time ever being on CBC channel 171. That's a very, very big channel with all the best Canadian artists. So at that point, I'm gonna bring it back to another cover song here and go through my list. But if you guys like what you hear, by all means, follow me on Facebook under Jarrid Putram Music or Jarrid Lee. You'll find all of my music wherever you guys get your music: Spotify, Deezer, TikTok. Even in person, I got some CDs. I don't know if anybody really buys CDs anymore, but I always like covering this guy's music. And there's this cowboy out of California, really tall guy, really shy. And this song gets people on the dance floor each and every time. It's just one of those. Everyone's like, yeah, I know that song. You know that song, right? So this one's by John Party. This one's called Dead Over Boots. Here we go. I wanna sweep you off your feet tonight. I wanna love you and hold you tight. Spin you around some old dance floor. Act like we never met before, for fun. 'Cause you're the one I want, you're the one I need, baby. If I was a king, you would be my queen. You're the right in my role, you're good for my soul, it's true. I've hit all my boots for you. We sparkle like a diamond ring. Maybe one day we can make it up, babe. This time we go on together, rocking the chairs and talking about the weather. Oh yeah, so bring it on in for an angel kiss. Put that feel good on my lips. 'Cause you're the one I want, you're the one I need, baby. If I was a king, you would be my queen. You're the rock in my roll, you're good for my soul, it's true. I made all my boots for you. Yeah, I'm here to pick you up, and I hope I don't let you down. No, 'cause you're the one I want, you're the one I need, baby. If I was a king, you would be my queen. You're the rock in the roll, you're good for my soul, it's true. I'm in all my boots for you. You're the one I want, you're the one I need, baby. If I was a king, you would be my queen. You're the rock in my roll, you're good for my soul, it's true. I'm in all my boots for you. you and hold you tight. Spin you around on some old dance floor. All right, a little bit of John Party right there for you guys. So, growing up in St. Paul, like I said, there wasn't too much for us to do other than get into trouble. And when we got older, we started getting jobs and going out into the real world. And it turns out that when you make all this money, especially in the oil field, you don't know what to do with it. So it turns out that my cousin bought himself a brand new truck, and we got it muddy top to bottom. We went hunting on a Friday night. Didn't shoot anything. Saturday, we went to Cook County Saloon, and the truck was still muddy from top to bottom. And it turns out that we had a quad on the back, and we turned the corner and went to Cook County Saloon, and there were some girls in line, and they were making fun of us because we got out of this muddy truck. And these two really dressed up young gentlemen, handsome guys. And I said, "Look at these hicks and hillbillies. What are these guys doing with a quad on the back, right?" So they were making fun of us, and I called my buddy Joey, and I said, "Joey, you got to get us in. There's a whole bunch of people in line. Can we get in for you?" So he goes, "Yeah, how many people?" I said, "Just me and my cousin." So we jumped the line. There was about 25, 30 people waiting in line, and those girls were making fun of us again, saying, "Who the heck do you guys think you are, somebody?" So it turns out that these girls were from the city, and they were city girls. How I figured that out was that I asked one of them to dance, and she couldn't two-step. Turns out that we wrote a song about that. And this one's called Country Girls, but it's a beautiful song. Wrote it about 10 years ago. Well, these city girls are crazy. It's driving me insane. When I leave this city, you'll still be on my brain. To the city and I in the truck, yeah, it's pedal to the metal and our radios off. I got my windows rolled down and my radio turned up. Well, my cousin's driving shoddy with a quad on the back. We got no care in the world, but they ain't looking back. We're anxious to see just how our night turns out. Well, the city girls, they're all on fire. They climb around just to treat their desire. Come on, girl, take a dance with me. It's real easy, just follow the beat. Oh my God, you ain't a country girl. Country girl likes to drink and not chill. Be drinking double spice from a Coke on ice. She's got a tank top on with those Wranglers and boots. She's the prettiest girl in my hometown. Take her to the city just to burn it down. Two-step and line dancing, baby, get the girls in the line. Well, the city girls, they're all on fire. Vibe around just to treat their desire. Come on, girl, take a dance with me. It's real easy, just follow the beat. Oh my God, you ain't a country girl. Well, the city girls are crazy. It's driving me insane. When I leave this city, still be on my brain. Well, the city girls, they're all on fire. We'll vibe around just to since we can't retire. Come on, girl, take a dance with me. It's real easy, just follow the beat. Oh, I got you ain't a country girl. Oh, I got you ain't a country girl. Lord knows I love my country girl. Thank you, dancers. Thank you, everybody that's in the room. Folks, where are you from today? Where do you come from? Ahtahkakoop. I love that place. It's right next door to where my wife is from. I went and got shocked up in Big River. It's called Big River First Nation. Not shocked up anymore, but we're legally married. Huh? You see that? Sorry, ladies or guys, whichever. But yes, I am taking. Yeah. You're from Onion Lake? Right on. That's half Alberta, half. Are you on the Saskatchewan side or Alberta side? Okay, so you're right past this part of the main four-way. You remember that old arcade that used to be there on the corner? What was it called? Walters. For those of you from Onion Lake, Walters, that's where I used to hang out as a kid. Played a lot of hockey growing up, and man, that place was always packed come tournament weekends, I tell you. We used to fight over that game, Street Fighter. That's right. We put our coins in there, play for hours, and sometimes we'd even miss a game or be late, but that's when we were little kids, like tanks and stuff. So a little bit about me. I grew up backstage. Grew up backstage where my dad and his band used to play all the time, and they had a band called County Express back in the late 80s and early 90s. And one of the songs that they used to cover was the Garth Brooks songs. And every time I hear the song, I think of my dad. And I kind of got my start into music by watching my uncles and aunties and my dad sing. And there was no shortage of musical influence around me because everybody either had a guitar or there was a piano and there was also fiddle. So like the fiddle music, I just love fiddle music. And same thing with guitar and anybody that can write a song too. So when we went down to Nashville, we ended up going to the Country Music Hall of Fame. And that was emotional. I was very, very emotional to see all the stars and all the people you heard growing up, like see their pictures on the walls and see their albums, and you're just amazed by all these albums that are from like top right to the roof all the way down to the floor of all these #1 hits and these gold records and these platinum records and things like. Yeah, I walked around the corner and I saw Johnny Cash there, and I saw a couple of other people that I recognized, and I also saw this guy right here. This guy's amazing. Garth Brooks. You guys heard of Garth Brooks? One of the best country artists out there. Same thing. So when I hear the song, that fiddle gets me. So it's called Much Too Young. This old highway's getting longer. Seems there ain't no end in sight. Sleep would be best, but I just can't afford the rest. Gotta ride Devon tomorrow night. I called the house, but no one answered. For the last 2 weeks, no one's been home. I guess she's through with me. Tell the truth, I just can't see what's kept the woman holding all this long. And the white lights get longer, and the shadows get to go. I'm much too young to feel this damn road. All the cards are on the table, with no waste left in the hole. Lord, I'm much too young to feel this damn road. Fiddle with Deeds, friends, here we go. generation's getting younger. Denver Bronx, you know I can't recall. Or now take the Christy too. Only women and battles seem to be the only friends I left at all. Yeah, the white lights getting longer, the shadows getting cold. I'm much too young to feel this damn old. All the cards are on the table with no ace left in the hole. Lord, I'm much too young to feel this damn old. Lord, I'm much too young to feel this damn old. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, there's an old story about a small town a couple hours away from where I grew up. It's called Spedden, Alberta, and there's a tale back in the day about being from Onion Lake. Maybe you've heard this story. And you know what I'm going to talk about is there's a story about how a devil walked into the bar, bought everybody a drink, and brought everybody around. Back in the late 70s, probably early 80s, something like that. It was a tale that I was told as a kid, and one night we were watching this documentary about Dolly Parton, and this melody kept repeating in my head, and it kept going through, and finally I woke up out of a cold, dead sleep. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning, and 3 o'clock in the morning I wrote this song. Then I sent it to my cousin Donita, and I said, what do you think of the song? And the next morning she goes, I think I better smudge. So anytime we talk about this story, it's an old tale. There's a lot of truth to it. There's actually going to be a movie made about this. Pretty scary story about how a guy walks into a bar, buys everybody around, and played a round of cards, and he never lost a hand. And nobody could see his face. They can only see from the nose down. He danced with all the ladies and bought all the guys drinks. And these guys wanted another round out of the guy. So let's go bug him and go see if we get some more money off him. Buy another round for the boys. Followed up to the bathroom, and they looked underneath the stall, and they saw hoofs. So as they saw these hoofs, they got scared, and they took off. So did the devil, and as the devil left his door, the door slammed, and it slammed with his tail. This is a crazy, crazy true story. A lot of people can tell you about this one, but this one's called Sped Devil. There was a man all dressed up like the black of the night. With his cowboy hat turned down, you couldn't see his eyes. There was a click by the sound of his hooves. Some say he even floats when he moves. The day the devil had come to town, about the whole damn bar around with a flick of his hand. The music started sounding better from the hotel band. It was a fiddle playing hot and loose. Nobody could see his boots. The day the devil had come to town. Who he was, nobody really knows. Maybe he was there to connect all their souls. Fierce soul like a river in the smoke out there. They're all going down. The day the devil had come to town. He was playing cards and winning every hand with a bones. Somebody held cards under that black trench coat. They were all screaming for more until the steel slammed the door. The day the devil had come to town. Who he was, nobody really knows. Maybe he was there to connect on their souls. Your soul like a river in the smoke we're all going down. The day the devil had come to town. Don't mess around, don't go to town. If you want to save your soul, the stories are true, yet they all new. Telling that story of old. So please don't fight and say your prayers tonight. If you don't want to go down that day, the devil had come to town. Who he was, nobody really knows. Maybe he was there to collect all their souls. We're stone like a river in the smoke. I figure they're all going down. The day the devil had come to town. The day the devil had come to town. The day the devil had come to town. So like I said, that story was embedded in me as a child, and that's what came out at about 3 o'clock in the morning. I woke up out of a cold sleep, and no word of a lie, I did smudge after writing that song, because that's pretty captivating to be able to remember those stories as a kid and be able to come up with something like that in a short amount of time. But those are the stories we heard. Those were the stories and the tales we heard growing up. And you guys got any questions for me over there at the panel? You guys are just enjoying the music over there. How many people do we have online right now?
Hey, Jarrid. So far we have 10. People are asking us how to get onto the Ahtahkakoop Health Center Facebook so they can log in. And there is one joining us from Onion Lake, which is pretty cool. Before you go on to your next song, we asked a skill testing question. What song did Jarrid Lee open tonight's show with? And the winner was Betty Black, and she said Small Town. So, way to go, Betty Black. The next question, it's on the screen. Where did Jarrid Lee grow up? What small town did Jarrid Lee grow up? So you have...
Spain. Just kidding. That's the incorrect answer.
No. So we're just waiting for someone to comment, and you can take off again and sing.
So when I got to Saskatchewan about 7 years ago, 7 years ago, everybody was talking about this band that they're called Blackberry Smoke. Do we have any water? It's really dry in this place. And no, I'm not going to play that song. I'm going to play their other song. But when I first got to Saskatchewan, thanks, brother. There's this band called Blackberry Smoke that everybody was really into, and that song "One Horse Town" was really overplayed because every band that I knew, they would sing it, right? So even at every campfire and little around the kitchen table, people would sing this song and "One Horse Town." But I'm gonna do their other song. This one's called "Pretty Little Lie." This one's one of my other favorites to cover by them, and they're a good band. Go check them out, Blackberry Smoke. And here's their other tune that I absolutely love. Come over here and sit by me. Tell me everything I wanna hear. I'll pretend if I don't see the reason you're back over here. You look cold, I'll build a fire. There's a box full of wine in the fridge. But we won't talk about what's yesterday. That's just water under the bridge. Yeah, you made up your mind, baby. every eye of that pretty little light. Pretty little light. I thought we had it all figured out. There was you and there was me and him. I was open for a chance to cuss you out, but then you came walking in. You would hit me like I ain't been dead before. I guess one of us never change. Now it's you and facing all the floor. I let you get away with it, and yeah, you made up your mind, but he ain't here with us tonight. So kiss me one more time, cross every T, dot every I, oh that pretty little lie, pretty little lie, that pretty little lie, pretty little lie. All right. Yeah, you made up your mind that he lives tonight. So kiss me one more time, cross every T, dot every I. Pretty little lie, pretty little lie, pretty little lie. Pretty little lie. Yeah, you's a damn lie. Yeah, you's a damn lie. You's a damn lie. Yeah, you's a damn lie. All right. All right, so this is called Power Back. So I'm gonna give you a little story about how I kind of got my power back. And this one started in grade 3 with a music teacher. During a Christmas concert, we were kind of practicing a little bit, and we were rehearsing. And I missed school the day before. Talk through this mic here. So one of my power back stories I wanted to tell everybody was about grade 3. Grade 3, this music teacher. We weren't allowed to put our hands in our pockets, and I wasn't there for the announcement that he told everybody. So during our Christmas concert, I had my thumb inside my pocket and we were singing. And he told me to stand beside him.
There we go.
So when I stood beside him, he told me to put my hands in the air right at the beginning of class. And as you know, classes, they go for about 40 minutes. So there I was, a little guy like this. So for 40 minutes, I put my hands in the air. And at the end of the class, I couldn't lift my arms anymore because my shoulders were so sore. My shoulders were sore for 3 days. And I'll never forget that teacher. Why? Because the same teacher as I grew older was also my music teacher for grade 6. And in grade 6 in band, I got kicked out of band because I had no rhythm. If you can only see me now. So that's like taking your power back, right? So when people do little things like that, whether they know about it or not, whether they unconsciously do it because of their own discriminative minds or their own mindsets, that's on them. It has nothing to do with you. So I learned to keep my mouth shut when I'm talking to people that are bigger than me in music. I'm kind of a little bit fearful when it comes to people with authority because of getting abused through like the school system and things like that. But, you know, in today's world, that wouldn't slide. If you had a kid that held his hands up for 40 minutes, that wouldn't fly in today's world. But that made me a stronger person. You know, how I got my power back was I started pushing really hard. And at the age of 12, I got my first guitar. And I started really, really working on
how to play, and I didn't really know how to play. So my cousin Miles, I want to give him a shout out. Miles Dion was a mentor, my first mentor, and he handed me off to Noel Young Chief, actually, sorry. And I started learning how to play guitar at the age of 12. I was self-taught, and it was hard. Like when I first got started, there was a lot of songs that I wanted to learn how to play, and mostly Metallica, mostly AC/DC, mostly Ozzy Osbourne, most of the good heavy metal stuff, right? So when I learned electric guitar, my cousin gave me this tablature book, and he opened it up. He said, "I'm going to teach you how to read this, and then after that, you're on your own." So I went to the local music store. I picked up a CD called Metallica Load, and I picked up the tablature book called Metallica Load, and I put 1 and 2 together. So I asked him, how do you read this? Because I don't understand. So we sat down for about an hour, and he taught me how to read all the slide and all the numbers and what it meant on guitar. So I had no formal training whatsoever, and I got kicked out of band class, like I said. So what I did is I learned. I got up before school for 2 hours, played guitar, came home for lunch, had noodles really quickly, and played for about 15, 20 minutes. Then after school, I'd play for another couple of hours. Then I'd go to hockey practice, and then I'd stay up late till like midnight, and I'd do it all over again. So as time progressed, I went back to my cousin Miles, and it was about 3 weeks later, and he goes, how you making out? Did you get past your first song? I said, get past my first song? I learned the whole album. He goes, BS, you didn't learn the whole album. I said, yeah, I did. So I played every one of those songs off of the album in front of him after 3 weeks. So that's what I'm talking about, is getting your power back. And if you want something bad enough, you got to put in the time. You got to put in the effort. I've been playing guitar since I was 12. I'm 38 now. So whatever the math is on that. 36 years. 26 years. 26 years, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody, I've been playing for 26 years. I've been singing since I was a kid too, right? And some of the stories about going through talent shows. My dad was always the backup band, and his band was the backup band for a lot of these talent shows and beer fests and Bolloramas. And occasionally I'd get kicked into a category and say, here, get up on stage and sing this song. You gotta sing. So as a little kid, you're shy. You know, you're not used to being put in those heavy situations. So here I was, just a little guy, shy. I'm a hard-working man. I wear a steel hard hat, which was good enough for third place because I was shy. Really shy person. And as time went on, I started doing things like karaoke, and even that I was shy. Then I started going to open mics, and at open mics I was same thing, really shy. I didn't like people looking at me. I would have rather just them do their own thing, be on their phones, having a drink, talking to other people, just not looking at me. Until I went to like Voices of the North in 2015, and that's where I got my love for the big stage, because everyone was watching. Everyone was watching. They're there to watch you. They're there to support you. And to be honest, I didn't think, growing up in a small town, I would get that much support from our own people. But I did. Back home, there's a lot of lateral violence. And it's still going on today. So another part of getting your power back is the lateral violence has to quit. It has to end. It has to come to an end soon. Because life's hard enough for us as Indigenous people. We have systemic racism to deal with. We got so many bad things to deal with. Why not make it easier on one another and start edifying one another? What I mean by edifying is complimenting one another, telling, hey, good job, right on. Because those compliments, man, they can go a long way. They boost your confidence. They make you feel good. So things like when people tell you you're not good enough, you're never going to succeed, all of those bad things can get turned into a positive, because you just got to prove them wrong. I was the type of person where I love proving people wrong. Why? Because I grew up playing hockey too. I was the smallest kid on the team. Not only that, I was the only native kid on the team. So could you imagine me playing hockey in a community that's majority French and Ukrainian, being the only native kid on the team? Talk about racism. I'd have to fight my own teammates in the dressing room. Not only that, but when we play other teams, I have to fight the other teams too. And when you go to Saddle Lake, I'd have to fight against the native kids because they thought I was an apple. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The lateral violence that goes back and forth, right? So I got it from all different angles. But you know what? Made me a stronger person. Strongest person that I know is myself, because I had to go through all that BS, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that just goes to show that you can get your power back and put your foot down and start edifying one another, because life's hard enough as it is being Indigenous And right now, I'm glad that we went down to Nashville. That was a dream. Here's the part where I get very emotional. But that record label told me that I was one of the only Indigenous people that they signed to their label. Now that's a feat. That's taken. That's taking your power back, because when people tell you you can't or you won't or it's not going to happen, you go and you prove them wrong. You do everything in your freaking power to get from point A to point B. Because, I mean, we didn't know how we were going to get down there. But, man, everything worked out. You know, my mom always told me, have faith and everything will work out. So, just want to thank everybody for all your prayers and stuff for getting me to where I'm at today, from, you know, a little kid getting taught a little bit about music to where I'm at. And this whole thing about power back is, life's tough, but you got to be tougher. And it's going to be easier for the next generations, as people like me, being a Canadian country music artist, having to deal with racism within the Saskatchewan Country Music Association. Last year, they were going to get rid of the Indigenous Artist of the Year award. And they didn't want to have it because they thought it was a racist. They thought it was a racist category, because only Indigenous people can enter it. But it's kind of an oxymoron, where I think we need our own space at these tables. So during one of our meetings, they were trying to get rid of the award. And one guy said, why would we give them an award when they're just going to pawn it off anyway? Ooh, that got me mad. Took all of my energy to not say anything right at that exact moment. So I had to gather myself. I got off that meeting and I wrote him an email. And that email was very nasty. Told him about all the systemic racism I heard growing up, and those subtle little comments that people give you. Things like, oh, they're just going to pawn it off anyway. To them, it might be a joke. But to me, this is my life. You know, to get an award, that's huge. Because it takes a lot of hard work to get from point A to point B. So when that little comment came, I didn't like it. And then I put it on Facebook and I said, here's what was said during our meeting. And a couple of my friends reached out to me and said, hey, listen, I've been experiencing some of the same stuff that you went through. The racism, the inequality, not being included. Everybody's, you know, kind of exclusive to their own little groups and their own little cliques. Reminds me a lot of high school. Same thing too. High school's tough, but we'll get into that stuff later. So what I did is I called the guy out. Sometimes that's what you have to do, because if you're silent, silence also equals violence. If you don't say something, you're allowing it to happen. Yep. So when it took all my energy to not say anything, it took all of my energy to write an email right back to that guy who said that. And now that award, the Indigenous award, is going to stay, and it's going to stay forever. Why? Because I stood up for it. And a lot of artists that are coming next, they're gonna be in line for that Indigenous Artist of the Year through the Saskatchewan Country Music Association. So racism towards our own people, that's no big story. We grew up with it, right? But like I said, we got to edify one another and build each other up. So going to get back to some music here, and just want to thank you guys for allowing me this awesome opportunity to share a little bit of my story and how I grew up, where I grew up, and I'll be talking a little bit about how I got my power as an Indigenous male a little bit more in the future. But we got some more music here for you.
Right on, right on. Here we go. Some more music by Jarrid Lee, live here at the Dakota Dunes. Ahoo, let's go.
So this song right here was kind of like a foreshadowing. I wrote this one about 7 or 8 years ago. And I never knew that Nashville was going to be calling as quick as they did, but they did. They called me this last winter, and a lot of people always tell me what to do with my life. Go to school, get a good job, get a good woman. I've done all that. But not once did anybody ever ask me, what does Jarrid want to do? What do you want to do? So ask yourself, when you're sitting right now, what do you want to do with your life? What kind of legacy do you want to leave for the future generations, or for your family, for your friends, for your community? What kind of footprint do you want to leave? And this one right here, this song right here, man, it's one of the best ones I've come up with yet. But If you really listen to the story, a lot of people try to keep me down. But I mean, the more they try to keep me down, the stronger I get and the more I can lift. So this one's called Good Man Down. You're going to hear a story on the last verse about me getting on a plane and Nashville bound. And as soon as me and my wife got on the plane from Minnesota, as soon as we went towards Nashville, I knew this dream was going to come true. So this one's called Good Man Down. I hope you guys like this one. Damn, it seems I can't catch a break. Always being out and sometimes late. When will this life does turn around? God, help me for mercy's sake to get on track and never late. Just can't keep a good man down. I said all my prayers at night. I'm grateful for that morning light. I gotta get me out this one more time. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. I tell them maybe you all should just settle down. They tell me I'm a fool who should have stayed in school. They're trying to keep a good man down. You can't keep a good man down. I never knew my life would change from cloudy skies to sunny days. Now I'm glad I've been found. It all started with just one call. One call would change it all. Now I'm on a plane and I'm Nashville bound. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. I'll laugh and tell them maybe you all should just settle down. They tell me I'm a fool who should have stayed in school. They're trying to keep a good man down. You can't keep a good man down. You can't keep a good man down. Nobody thinks I'm crazy. I'm laughing, tell them maybe you all should just stick around. You can't keep a good man down. You can't keep a good man down. You can't keep a good man down. Thank you, thank you. That song kind of sounds familiar, right? Like all the good songs that you've heard before, you swear you've heard them before. So I just want to play this song because that's the song I emulated after. And I know you guys know this song. Marshall Tucker Band, right? Can't you see? I wish I had a flute player up here to do the old, right? Ron Burgundy. march along. I don't care where it goes. I'm gonna climb a mountain, the highest mountain, Lord. Jump on, nobody gonna know. Can't you see? Can't you see what that woman Lord has been doing to me? Can't you see? Oh, can't you see what that woman has been doing to me? Gonna find me a hole in the wall. Gonna crawl inside and die. It's my old lady now, big old lady, Lord, never told me goodbye. Can't you see? Can't you see? Come on in. What that Robin Lord has been doing to me? Can't you see? Oh, can't you see what that woman Lord has been doing to me? Gonna buy a ticket now, as far as I can. Ain't never coming back. Ride me to southbound, all the way to Georgia now, till the train runs out of track. Can't you see? Can't you see what that woman Lord she's been doing to me? Can't you see? Oh, can't you see what that woman Lord she's been doing to me? Can't you see? Can't you see what that woman Lord she's been doing to me? Can't you see? Oh, can't you see what that woman Lord she's been doing to me? Can't you see? Can't you see what that woman she's been doing to me? Can't you see? Oh, can't you see what that woman she's been doing to me? Can't you see? Can't you see what that woman she's been doing to me? All right, that's my live little fade on. So, are there any requests for any songs online? Like, if you guys want to hear something, by all means, let me know. I probably won't sing it, but I'll try.
Hey,
If there's an
Jarrid.
artist. That's
This
the other
one-
thing too. Sure. Roxy Roller, sure, no problem.
Roxy Roller.
You want to speak from the north, eh?
Roxy Roller it is. So while you get set up for Roxy Roller,
Oh, hey, everyone just wants to party.
so Jarrid asked, what do you want to do with your life? What kind of legacy do you want to leave? So all comments will be entered to win a Jarrid Lee t-shirt and a Jarrid Lee ball cap. So go. We have a comment here. What do I want to do with my life? Continue to educate people of every nation. So thank you, Hazel, for that comment. You are entered to win a Jarrid Lee ball cap and a Jarrid Lee t-shirt. Hazel also adds Tennessee whiskey. She would like to hear that tonight.
You better be right up front center here when this song goes off. I'm telling you, man. When this song, holy smokes, this is it right here. This one gets all the aunties on the dance floor. You guys have seen this, the dance, right? The forward, then the back. Roxy from the Roxy might turn some heads tonight. Life's not a dream, peaches and cream delight. Roxy roller, 5-bomb job, she got bubble gum on her knees. Down between the seats, some shake you, dance to the key. Roxy roller, Roxy roller. Roxy roller. Roxy. Daddy the commissioner took off more than a share. Roxy joined the syndicate knowing that it wasn't fair. Roxy roller. Ooh, Roxy roller. Roxy roller. Roxy. Roxy roller. Roxy roller. Roxy. By request, ladies and gentlemen, by Mr. What's your name, buddy? What? All right. Thank you for requesting that song. Every place we play, we get requested that song. So the next one is what? Tennessee whiskey. You got it. I'm just gonna find it here real quick. Chris Stapleton, he's coming to Saskatoon, you guys, in May. So if you guys want to get your tickets at Ticketmaster, take your Nietzsche moves to the concert with this. Hold her like this. Sway back and forth. Even if she's this big, it's okay too. Used to spend my nights out in a bar room. Liquor was the only love I'd known. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottle and brought me back from being too far gone. Oh, rest smooth It's Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I'll stay stoned on your love all the time. I've looked for love in all the same old places, like Depth Bar. Just laughs. Found the bottom of the ball's always dry. When you poured out your heart, dear, I didn't waste it. 'Cause there's nothing like your love to get me high. Yes, your best food is Tennessee whiskey. Where are you going? You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. That looks like Opal. Hi. Nice to see you again. We just saw you on Friday. You're as smooth as muscat tea. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I'll stay stoned on your love all the time. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey.
What did
Boy,
they
I wish
win?
I wrote that one. Hey, that's a good tune. That's a classic. Yeah, I wouldn't be here. So back to the songs that I write and a couple of the other ones that I'm going to be covering, but I'm going to go with this one. I had a #1 hit when I first released my first album. It was #1 on channel 165, the Indigiverse. It's called the Indigenous Peoples Network or something like that. I can't remember the name of the channel before the Indigiverse. It was also #1 on the Canadian Indie Country Countdown. And that song absolutely blew up for me. And we did a music video in Saskatoon. We did it on the rooftop of the Remy Modern Art Gallery. And that was quite the experience of not having to do a music video to having to do one in one day. And one of the people that was in that music video was in the back of the room right here, Mr. Donnie Ahtahkakoop, lead guitar player for Chief and Council. So I wrote this song because everybody always asks me, Jarrid, what does it feel like to be up on stage? I can't describe this feeling, whether it's in a small room like this or in front of thousands of people. The feeling is still the same. It's still a rush to be up here, and it's an absolute honor. So it's like a wave crashing over you, like jumping off into the deep end, like your first kiss, anything you can ever relate to. Last year on NBC, they played this song so much that it was actually a graduation song. Why? Because nobody was able to walk across the stage because of COVID. So imagine working so hard and you want to get your diploma or your degree or your piece of paper stating that you had all this hard work, and that's what it's for, right? That piece of paper. So this one's called Up on Stage. This one's just a good feeling song. I absolutely love this one. It's my number one. 1, 2. My thoughts are strong, my heart's relentless. What can I understand what's all about this? There's no way to explain this feeling. To reach the top and find it's just beginning. One bad mouth can hurt its meaning. It's only just a song so unappealing. Well, that's just the way I feel. My life just got real. I can feel all the energy like a wave crashing over me. It's hard to disengage when life turns a page. No other place I'd rather be than here. Up on stage. Here up on stage. My first love, remember that kiss of everlasting bliss. It's like jumping off into the deep end. 1,000 cheers, a gift from heaven. All these eyes, they're captivating. It's about the time I know to be accepted. Well, that's just the way I feel. Like life just got real. I can feel all the energy like a wave crashing over me. It's hard to disengage when life turns to page. No other place I'd rather be than here. Up on stage. Here up on stage. Come get me up. Come let me up. Watch the day that you will see. Other place I'd rather be. Here up on stage. Here up on stage. Got here up on stage. So for those of you that I'm late, I'm going to scold you a little bit. I'm just kidding. We got the whole front row open if anybody wants a front row seat For those of you that just showed up, my name is Jarrid Lee. I'm a Canadian country music artist. For those of you that are joining online, same thing as well. I grew up in St. Paul, Alberta, in between Saddle Lake, where my mom is from, and Kihiwan, where my dad is from. So I grew up in town. Grew up getting picked on by everybody because they called me an apple. Said I was white on the outside, white on the inside, and red on the outside, something like that. Anyway, I got a whole bunch of more songs here for you guys, but if you guys like what you hear, by all means, follow my Jarrid Lee page. It's jarridlee.com, and also all the social medias, follow underneath that. Also got a Facebook page if anybody's on Facebook. Wherever you get your music, just look up Jarrid Lee. That's JarRidlee. You'll find a whole bunch of good tunes on there. We're gonna do this one because it's that time. I mean, I'm feeling pretty lonely right now. You guys know this one, right? When the sun goes down on my side of town, that lonesome feeling comes to my door. The whole world turns blue. There's a rundown bar across the railroad tracks. Got a table for two way in the back where I sit alone. Take a look. I spend most every night beneath the light of a neon moon. If you lose your one and only, there's always room here for the lonely. Watch your broken dreams dancing down on the beams of a neon moon. They can do young lovers run wild and free. I close my eyes and sometimes see you in the shadow. This smoke-filled room. Tell me how many tears I've sat here and cried, or how many lies that I've lied, telling my poor heart she'll come back someday. Oh, but I'll be alright as long as there's light from a neon moon. If you lose your one and only, there's always room here for the lonely. Watch your broken dreams dancing out of the beams of a neon moon. Jukebox plays on, drink by drink, and the words of every sad song seem to say what I think. This hurt inside of me ain't never gonna end. Oh, but I'll be alright as long as there's light from a neon moon. If you lose your one and only, there's always room here for the lonely. Watch your broken dreams dancing out of the beams of a neon moon. Watch your broken dreams dancing out of the beams of a neon moon. Oh, watch your broken dreams dancing out of the beams of a neon moon. Thank you, thank you. You guys got any more questions? How's our online fan base going there, guys? Gonna do a draw here, right?
Yeah, we're going to do a draw. So Jarrid asked the question, what do you want to do with your life? What kind of legacy do you want to leave? And all the comments, I believe, Sequin, Spring Moon, all the way, Spring Sequin is coming. And we're going to do the draw for a hat and a t-shirt. And the winner, the camera is...
Mavis Benjamin.
Let me... Okay, is two winners? Okay, I'm just gonna go and read Mavis's comment here about what she wants to do. So Mavis Benjamin said, I want to be the best mom I can be. All my kids are teens. I want them to be successful in life. Ho.
All right, we got a Cineplex $25 gift card. This one is going to Cindy Tatusis.
Cindy Tatusis, you won yourself a Cineplex gift card.
Ruby Pikikut.
Ruby Pikacoot, you won yourself a bougie Starbucks gift card, $15. And Cindy, you won yourself a $25 Cineplex gift card. And just going over her comment, I want to live a good life with a kind heart, to have fun while doing it. The legacy I want to leave is for my grandkids, great grandkids, to be proud and say she was my Cookum Chapan. Chapan, I believe I am saying that correctly. And then Ruby, I want to stay on the road to sobriety. Also, I would like to help the homeless if I could. Hey, you can just go on down and hang out with some people. That's all you got to do. Congratulations to the winners. And, go ahead and follow Jarrid Lee's Facebook, social media pages. And we'll do a few more draws here tonight. We got some T-shirts lined up. And then what else we got? That is all we got. So back to the stage, Jarrid Lee, to entertain you tonight.
All right, so if you guys want, you guys probably noticed just up here, I got some merchandise. I got everything from beaded earrings and pop sockets to dog tags and CDs, all various prices, of course. And I think we got a couple of toques that we gave away, but those are done now. Also hats and t-shirts, hoodies. If you go into my Jarrid Lee page, I got all that stuff on there. If you ever want to order anything, by all means, the easiest way to get a hold of me is usually through Facebook. Just send me a message on my fan page on there, and we'll get you some merchandise. And thank you, everybody, for your support, and also congratulations. This one's a little bit of John Party here for you. This one's called Mrs. Crazy. Been running this highway like a greyhound. Ain't nothing left for me to see. And sometimes I just wish that I could break down and get on back to you and me and take the next flight and lead this crazy life. Get back home in time to kiss you goodnight. Whoa, lately all I think about is what we could be doing. Whoa, here I go again, missing you crazy. Yeah. Sitting here listening to your sweet voice, talking on the telephone. It's making me feel life, I ain't got no choice. Staying here or getting gone, I'm gonna say goodbye. Yeah, I'm gonna fly in these arms of mine back where they belong. Oh, lately all I think about, oh, is what we could be doing now. Oh, baby, here I go again, missing you crazy. Oh, lately all I think about, oh, is what we could be doing now. Oh, baby, here I go again. Oh, baby, here I go again. Missing you crazy. Missing you crazy. A little bit of John Party there here for you. I'm sure you guys have heard this song a million times. We're gonna do this one. I like doing this Keith Urban one, mainly because it's like wedding season's coming up. If you guys want a wedding, band for your wedding, get a hold of me. We love doing weddings. I'll be sure to bring Donnie. There's a new wind blowing like I've never known. I'm breathing deeper than I've ever done, and it sure feels good to finally feel the way I do. I wanna love somebody like you. I'm letting go of all my lonely yesterdays, forgiving myself for all mistakes I've made. That is just one day, the only thing I wanna do. I wanna love somebody like you. I want to be the sunshine shining down on me. When you put your arms around me, let me know there's nothing in this world I can't do. Somebody in circles going nowhere fast. Take a one step forward and a two steps back. I couldn't walk a straight line, even if I wanted to. I want to love somebody like you. Oh, here we go now. Sometimes it's hard for me to understand. You're teaching me to be a better man. Don't wanna take this life for granted like I used to do. I somebody, love somebody like you. I wanna love somebody like you. I wanna love somebody like you. What about you, baby? So, when I first met my wife, she asked me what I did for fun. I said, well, I go backroading. She goes, what's that? There's only one way to find out what backroading is. So that's what we did when we first met, and I ended up writing the song as we were dating, and I presented it to her. Turns out she really liked it. This one's not recorded yet, so I do not have a backtrack for it. However, I hope that in the near future it will be, and hopefully it'll be on the next album, but this one's called Backroading. First time that you talked to me, you had me in high. Somehow you just captured me. It must have been those pretty eyes. 'Cause baby, what I'm going through, I'm totally missing you. You're not by my side up here in the round. Found my way to you. The transpired plans make this right. I'll pick you up, we'll go back roading tonight. I'll pick you up, we'll go back roading. We'll follow the moon and the stars in the sky. We're lost on these roads 'cause we got all night. Loving the way you breathe in my ear. Well, that's enough, let's start right here. 'Cause baby, what I'm going through, I'm totally digging you. Glad you're by my side up here in the right guy. Found my way to you. Let's transpire now, let's make this right. I'll pick you up, we'll go back roading tonight. I'll pick you up, we'll go back roading. Trucks fired up, plans make this right. We fall in love by back roading tonight. We'll fall in love by back roading tonight. We've fallen in love by back roading.
All right.
All right, Jarrid Lee. We're gonna give him a break and
Yeah.
make sure his voice is just right crisp, for that the next set. So
Yeah. So how long of a break? 15? He says he wants to do a couple. No, I'd say it's max bet asking. All right. So thank you, Jarrid, for doing that and going live for that long and singing your heart and soul out and a little story here and there. That's what it's all about. It's all about entertaining the people. And remember, you guys, he's going to Nashville, Tennessee, and he's going to be one of a very, 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 very few Indigenous people that actually made it down there and, to sing their heart and soul out and do what they love.
do what they love, yeah, and that's very good to hear, to have that representation way down south on Music Row. I believe he, something he told me earlier was that he had it a little bit backwards. He said, he thought he's on Music Row writing music and learning from, the best of the best. And he, in his mind, he thought he had to go make it to Broadway, but it's the people that are trying to make it to Music Row. And he's there, and another door open, Indigenous success shared right here live from the Ahtahkakoop Cree Nation virtual Power Back virtual conference. And for tomorrow's lineup, we're just going to go over here in a bit. That we'll start about 12 o'clock with between 11:30 and noon with Marcy Whitefish, I believe. She is a jingle dancer, and she's going to be in between presenters. And for our first presenter is going to be Rachel Yayakakut. She is a life coach right here from Treaty 6, Beardies and Okamasas, and resides in Saskatoon. And then up next, we'll have Amber Dion from Kihiwin Cree Nation. Indigenous.
Are you for sure she's from Kihiwin?
Yeah, we went on a date.
Hey.
I'm just kidding. But after that, we'll have more dancing, jingle dress dancing. We're just gonna bring them all in here, and then Alex Star Blanket. I believe that's Alex Stars that was been in the comments. Yep. And
is he actually gonna be here?
I think he'll be here. Yeah.
Alex, if you're watching, let us know if you're gonna be here or online.
Cindy Tatusis, I believe she won herself a prize, if that's the same one.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Family support worker, social work. And then we got Haley Rose in the afternoon, just after 2 o'clock. And Casp. That's something I got to practice, I think. Casp.
Cast. Can you use it in a sentence?
No. Rob Sawano will be joining us again for another, another presentation of using tools to be able to maintain our mental health throughout, this pandemic. It's still going on. And, we'll be giving more prizes away as well tomorrow. I think we got a bunch of gift cards, a couple more hoodies, and some T-shirts tonight. I think we'll do one last draw, and maybe.
Yeah. I'm gonna give another IOP sweater away. And then, did we give this away yet?
Nope. That's not for a giveaway.
Let's
put that away.
Is this yours or what? Where did this come from?
Oh yeah, I made it myself.
He beaded it while we were podcasting here.
I
pretty talented. This guy
went into the gift shop and I asked, "Hey, hook me up some beads here. I'm gonna make a little mini medallion."
All right, you guys. So we're gonna give Jarrid a little break here, 15 to 30 minutes. He's been jamming for a while, and you're gonna be entertained by me and Will. Oh, hold on, you guys. I got some.
Yeah, actually, I'm not sure what order they're in, but I'll just read off the youth of Sandy Lake Ahtahkakoop Cree Nation. And they are, the commercials we did earlier, and then tomorrow we'll go over them as well. They are Cole Ahtahkakoop, Mikwasqua Morin. Oh, that one's a tough one. Sharon Albert, Marissa Bear, Summer Dawn, Glenn B. Ahtahkakoop, Jesse Masiscapo, Quan Kinach, Amber Bear, Nicholas Nenikasim. Yeah. My Cree is getting better. So
Hey, right on. We got some. Let's find out where they're from. Oh, we're gonna listen to some youth messages here, and then we're gonna go and interview the fans.
There are a lot of reasons people don't fulfill their dreams, but I think it has a lot to do with who you associate yourself with. When you surround yourself with ambitious people, it will positively impact your life. And same goes when you surround yourself with negative people, it will negatively impact you. This is why it is so important to look for people who support your dreams and encourage you to be a better person. We are all energy, and when you surround yourself with positivity, you are more likely to adopt self-empowering beliefs.
If I had the tools to create anything that I wanted, there would be more opportunities for the youth, like a skate park and a skating rink for rollerblading, and a new basketball court, because it's the youth that needs something more to do instead of getting mixed up with the wrong crowds. And plus, I like to skate myself.
I really feel capable of something that's been holding me back, which is my self-esteem. Because a lot of the times that I was afraid of failure, I didn't let myself try my hardest. So that was really a big anchor a lot. But yeah, like having a lot of self-confidence would really take me a long way. And others too, others with self-confidence. I've seen people with such great self-confidence that they went so far. And that inspires me to believe in myself a bit more. And I believe that I can do that. Slowly but surely, I'll get there.
Hi, my name is Summer Bear. The question I chose is, what do you think is the reason some people are unable to fulfill their dreams? My reason for some people that are unable to fulfill their dreams are because they're not being pushed hard enough to reach out for that dream. They need some sort of support, or like a nudge from like a friend or a family member, to help them keep going and tell them that they got this. So my reason for that is support. We all need it. Thank you.
Fancy.
I shared it on the Indigenous page.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, so
Really?
this
Wow.
is the virtual conference called Power Back, sponsored by the Ahtahkakoop Cree Nation, sponsored by the Ahtahkakoop Health Center. This is a first of possibly many. Restrictions have not completely lifted, so this virtual conference was actually something called Shimona's Dream. Shimona phoned the health director, me, and tried to express what it is that the youth were needing, what it is that the youth were wanting at the reserve level. And I said, Shimona, this half hour listening to you, I'm going to give it a little think. I'm going to just give it a little think, because it was a lot to absorb. And then we hung up. 5 minutes later, I phoned Shimona and I said, Shimona, will you be in charge of putting together a conference? And she said, yes. Hey, so we have some guests here tonight while Jarrid gets ready.
Yeah.
And it's going to circulate around the room.
Sequin didn't want to go in the camera, so we're not turning it on.
One would need to follow me around.
Yes.
Where are you from tonight?
Foam Lake.
Foam Lake.
Foam Lake.
From Foam Lake.
Oh, great.
Yep.
And is this the first time you're going to listen to Jarrid Lee?
No, when I was walking by, I heard him and I stopped.
Oh, what was your first impression of Jarrid Lee?
Sounded nice.
Oh,
Nice. Yeah.
all right, Jarrid. It's your time to shine again. Thank you.
All right. Okay, we're going back to Jarrid Lee right away here. Sequin hitting the crowd of 1,000. But
He just sounds crisp all over again.
yeah, he just needed some Bebsy.
Come on in, guys. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sing you a song.
Don't be shy. We've
won't
got
put you to
one
sleep.
more hour to go
I promise.
for the show.
People are sticking their head in.
People are.
Back to the power back thing where the last time I had a drink was on my birthday, and the last time I actually partied was the night before my wedding. So I did it like a true gentleman should, like a bachelor party. You go out before your wedding, you have a few with the boys. I had a few too many, got up early. And that was the last time. It was about 3 years ago now, going on 4. And a lot of our people have to deal with addictions, whether it's gambling or alcohol or whatever the case may be. But I'm kind of living proof that you work hard enough, you can get through those hard times. I wrote this song for National Addictions Awareness Week, and it's a really tough song, and sometimes I kind of have a lump in my throat trying to get through it. And this one's called The Addict. Like, no matter what people are going through, sometimes you just got to ask for help and pray to God that everything's going to work out. And there's all sorts of resources out there for everybody. So this song was big when I first released it back in November, and especially during that National Addictions Awareness Week. So this one's called The Addict.
There's no genie at the bottom of that bottle, you'll see. Black won't smoke up another, ain't really quite way. And hurt the ones we love the most with the words that cut so deep. It's a hard pill to swallow to love an addict like me. Gamble my whole check away for a chance to win it big. Blamed all my problems on the past and my kids. Smoking all my pain away with a few puffs away. It's a hard pill to swallow to love an addict like me. I'm down at rock bottom, I'll never reach the top. One more drink and one more smoke, this time I swear I'll stop. Yes, I know you'll love me until this habit's kicked. I'm an addict, I'm an addict, I'm an addict that's sick. Work my fingers to the bone, I do to dark. Saying yes to plays the ones in life that don't do. I'm waiting on my return for all of my good deeds. It's a hard pill to swallow to love an addict like me. Down that rock bottom, I'll never reach the top. One more drink and one more smoke, this time I swear I'll stop. Yes, I know you'll love me until this habit's kicked. I'm an addict, I'm an addict, I'm an addict that's sick. I'm an addict, please help me, I'm sick. One more night won't hurt me, this might be my last. Someone take this pain from me, just forget I asked. Down that rock bottom, I'll never reach the top. One more drink and one more smoke. This time I swear I'll stop. Yes, I know you'll love me until this habit's get to me. I'm an addict, I'm an addict. Please help me, I'm sick. I'm an addict, I'm an addict. Please help me, I'm sick. I'm an addict, I'm an addict. I'm an addict that's sick. Thank you, thank you. So that one's going out to people that have some addictions, and a lot of our people, they're addicted to certain things because of the negative impacts of residential school. I know I'm a first generation survivor myself, and I attended a residential school when I was 3 years old and also 4 years old, but I'm lucky at that time when it was taken over and was turned into a high school. But that's also the place where I lost my language. And all these things we have to recover, we have to start learning again. That's called the decolonization process. But I got a couple more songs that are really good. And one of the artists I look up to, growing up was Merle Haggard. I used to listen to Waylon, Willie, Hank, Merle, the greats. And this song right here, oh, it's a good one. It's a hard song. This one's a Working Man of Blues. I hope you guys like this one. It's a big job getting by with 9 kids and a wife. I've been a working man, damn near now I'm not, but I keep on working. Long as my 2 hands are fit to use. But I drink my beer at a tavern and sing a little bit of these working man. Well, I keep my nose on the job zone, work hard, live for me. I get a little tired on the weekend after I dump my pay, but I go back working. Monday morning, I'm right back with the crew. Drink a little beer, I eat me, and grab a little bit of this working man. Sometimes I think about leaving, doing what I'm going around. Wanna throw my girls out the window, catch me a train to another town, but I go back working. Got my kids a brand new pair of shoes. I drink a little beer and eat me, and cry a little bit, he's working man. I say, hey, working man like me. Ain't never been a welfare, that's the one place I won't be, cause I'll be working. Long as my 2 hands are fit to use. But I drink my beer on a tavern, sing a little bit of this working man. This one's for the working man. All right, that's a classic. That's one of the goldie oldies. So, got a few more songs I'm going to share with everybody. I think I'm done at 9 o'clock, but we'll keep it going here. 45 more minutes left. This song right here, I released back in November, on November 5th, and it's kind of near and dear to my heart because I lost a buddy to cancer, and this was his story about how he met his wife and how they had 2 beautiful girls, and he took her down to his favorite spot. You work so hard for that first kiss, and boys, we know what that first kiss is all about, right? You work your ass off for it. As soon as you get it, it's yours. Turns out that first kiss would change your life, and I give back to men's cancer awareness. So this song, going forward, every November, I'm going to donate towards men's cancer awareness for November, and it's called All Night. in town and our players ask your name. I'm not the kind to come on strong. That just ain't my game. Would it be okay if I could stay a while and buy you a drink? I'd like to get to know you, girl, so tell me what you think. I lost all track of time, got lost in this baby blues. Stop in my truck and get out of here. Nothing left to lose. It's ready for a take again. Ready for a kiss. You can watch the stars with the down at my favorite place. It's down by the waterside. I'm gonna love by your side. This feels so right. Work so hard for just one kiss. Even though we took all night. Two little girls and one more on the way. Babe, they look like you. Looking back at how time flies, I'm glad I met you, boo. So go on, put on and dress I like, and those dancing shoes. The sitters on their way right now, with nothing left to lose. It's ready for a take a ready for a kiss. You can watch the stars wait to do it now at my favorite place. It's down by the waterside, cool by your side. You're so right. She worked so hard for just one kiss, even though we took all night. Grandpa can I borrow 40 bucks? I swear I'll pay you back. I asked them what they needed that for. This was her answer back. It's 20 for a take of gas, 20 for a kiss. You can watch the stars with the TV down at your favorite place. It's down by the waterside, I'm cuddled up by your side. This feels so right. They work so hard for just one kiss. No need to all night. All So if you guys like that song, by all means, it's on every avenue where you get your music, where you buy it. And Sequin, do you just want to give away a CD right now? We'll give a CD to the first person who likes my Jarrid Lee page, and I'll monitor that one from my phone. So the first person that likes the Jarrid Lee page on Facebook, I'll give them the It's Time CD. So that song was number 5 on the CD right here. I just released this back in November.
Okay, you heard that. The first person to like Jarrid Lee's Facebook page?
Correct.
The first person who is viewing to like Jarrid Lee's Facebook page, you win a CD. Jarrid will be monitoring that page.
So a couple of years ago, me and my wife, we went to Penticton, and that was our first time in wine country in the Okanagan. Absolutely just loved it there. I mean, I grew up playing hockey, and that was every summer I'd go there. I played hockey there as well, and it's such a beautiful place. And anybody ever been there, Penticton? Yes? Yeah, it's beautiful. So as you know, it's a wine country.
wine. I've never drank wine before, but I asked my wife, I said, honey, what does it feel like to drink wine? She goes, you know what, after a hard work week, it just one glass, it takes your whole week away. And started writing a song in my head while I was asking her all these questions, right? Yeah. So what else does it make you feel like? Oh, it makes me glow. And I said, well, I thought I was the one to make you glow. That's my job. That's my responsibility. It's a little inside joke that I wish I was that glass of wine. 2 more songs? Okay. So I got this one. I got a glass of wine, and I'm going to hit you guys with the heaviest song I got. But yeah, this one's called Glass of Wine, and it just goes to show that this is a good story, and you can make a song out of anything, whether it's a good road trip or, whether it's falling in love in the Okanagan. Anyway, this was a song that she wrote while I was asking her a whole bunch of questions, and here it is. Oh, what I wouldn't give to be your glass of wine, to have those lips all on me. You can do it anytime. Fill me up and throw me back. You're always on my mind. What I wouldn't give to be your glass of wine. It's Friday, you're all alone and lonely, and all your friends keep loading up your phone. One glass makes this week a memory. Your sweet voice brings my heart back home. Nothing goes down in this valley. I wish I was there, but when it rolls, what I wouldn't give to be your glass of wine. Don't have those lips on me. You can do it anytime. Just fill me up and throw me back. You're always on my mind. What I wouldn't give to be your glass of wine. Yeah. Come on. Woo. Let's go. That wine can hold you like me, baby. It's sweet, but I'm sweeter than you know. One more bottle, you'll go crazy. I was the only one to make you go. I'm almost home, so don't get lazy. We've got all night, let's take it slow. This time that glass is me. No other place I'd rather be. That sweet kid's sweeter than me. Oh, I wouldn't give to be your glass of wine. Have those lips all on me. Do it anytime. Spill me up and throw me back. Always on my mind. What I wouldn't give to be your glass of wine. Oh, what I wouldn't give to be your glass of wine. No, what I wouldn't give to be your glass of wine. All right, guys. So the whole purpose of this is to get some power back. And 1867 was the time when we had to come up with an agreement for settlers as to what we're going to do going forward together, nation to nation, and agreements with treaties. So we are all treaty people, right? We understand what happened here and a lot of the bad things. And one of the things I like to talk about is the residential schools and the impacts of that left a lasting legacy, and even the things that are still going on today. But nobody here is to blame for that. Nobody in this room is to blame for that. But we're all responsible for doing something about it today, going forward. That's including the people that are watching this online right now. And this song, I was asked to write a song for the people that are in the Saskatoon Regional Psychiatric Center. So I went in there and I was judgmental a little bit as to, why are these people in here and what happened to them? So I found out that they all had one thing in common. They all carried pain. And that pain was caused by those negative ripple effects of the impacts of colonization, the physical, the mental, the sexual abuse, the spiritual abuse. Losing our culture, that's one of the worst things we can do is by, example, taking the buffalo. We never wasted any part of the buffalo. Growing up for thousands and thousands of years, our people have survived with learning how to live in harmony with the land and with the earth. And the way things are going right now, we're at a tipping point where we're probably past that point of no return. But I feel responsible somewhat that we should do something about it. Even with this convoy, maybe a good thing. Maybe they're going to wake the government up. We've been fighting this fight for the last 150 years with Canada. So like I said, nobody's to blame for this. But we're all responsible for doing something about it, because now that you know about it, you have to do something about it. So this song I wrote for the people that are in the Regional Psychiatric Center and for the survivors of residential school. And this one's called It's Time. It's a really heavy song. It was picked up by the Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada, Mr. Willie Littlechild. And he's going to take that to the United Nations. And this song right here is going to be a symbol of hope for everybody here in Canada going forward. So hope you guys like this one. If you like it, by all means, if it touches you in some way, it's done its job. This one's called It's Time. My people have been broken. My people have been shamed. Others tried to conquer us. They did it in His name. So how did that work out for you? So who's the one to blame? One day we all answer to the one who calls our name. There's a brighter day coming down the road. So take all the time you need to heal your soul. My people will be sleeping for 100 years. An artist will wake you up to dry those tears. It's time, it's time, it's time. The circle has been broken. The circle has been changed. To kill the Indian and the child, they must have been deranged. Why couldn't they just leave things be? A way of life unchanged. Like a racing river to the sea, it can all be rearranged. There's a brighter day coming down the road. So take all the time you need to heal your soul. My people will be sleeping for 100 years. An artist will wake you up to dry those tears. It's time, it's time, oh it's time. Oh, baby, why can't you see what's best for me is my family. There's a brighter day coming down the
road. So take all the time you need to heal your soul. Our people will be sleeping for 100 years. An artist will wake you up to dry those tears. It's time, it's time, it's time, it's time, it's time, it's time, oh, it's time. Yeah, yeah, Yahweh, Yahweh, yeah, yeah, Yahweh, yeah.
Jarrid, if I can just get you to hold up the shirt. So these were given out by the Ahtahkakoop school and donated to the virtual conference. And the contest for this one was submit a cool country song title if you were to write a country song. So we have some entries here, and the winner is
Summer Dawn, singing till dawn.
Summer Dawn. You are the winner of this pink t-shirt, and your song title was Singin' Till Dawn. Thank you. Okay.
Been giving her a shout out all night.
All right.
Hi, Mister. Marcella's turning red. Hi, honey. So anyway, I'm gonna give my wife a shout out.
All right. Well, he was giving a CD away. He still can. He can give us the name of the person who liked his Facebook page. Right. So on behalf of the Ahtahkakoop Health Center, we support the several messages that Jarrid Lee has to go forward in his music career. So we would like to gift him with a medallion so that he can wear this in Nashville. The medallion is flashy for a country singer, and it is a picture of Ahtahkakoop. Oh. We must put it on. There we go. All right.
There's a few people that liked it 9 minutes ago, but the first one was Stephanie Lewis.
Okay, the winner of the CD, Stephanie Lewis. Stephanie Lewis, and this is the It's Time CD. So thank you, Stephanie.
All right. Well, thank you, Jarrid. Thank you, Sequin. And thank you guys for coming out. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to our Indigenous talent there, Jarrid Lee, who's actually going to Nashville. He's being signed by Nashville. So, yeah, so that's pretty awesome. Thanks again, Jarrid. It's amazing to listen to you, man. Like I know I've heard you before, but I mean to hear you like in person here, it's yeah, man, you are very, very, very talented. Like I'll give you props, man. You are very, very talented, and it was really nice to listen to you. I guarantee I'm gonna be putting you on my Spotify.
Yeah, you better.
He's already on my Spotify.
I got a photo with him
It's
already
time.
just before he goes famous. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had to get our photo in because we're
Yeah.
like, man, look at who we were hanging out with before.
yeah.
Before he
Me-
blocks us on his Facebook when he becomes famous.
Yeah. There's those two guys that are always bugging me. I go to backstage in these concerts here. Let us podcast in the back.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys, there it is, Jarrid Lee tonight, and day number 2 of 3. Tomorrow we are live, and Willis did go over the whole thing of what we're doing, and
Yeah, we're just going to go over once again, one last time. We're going to close it off here tonight. So tomorrow, Wednesday, February 23rd, one last day of, getting our Power Back virtual conference. We'll have, we're going to start between 11 and noon with, I think we'll have the elder join us again and open it up. And then we'll have a dancer, Marcy Whitefish, I believe. She is a jingle dancer. And then Rachel Yakakut will be our first presenter at 12 o'clock. And then Amber Dion is going to join us at 12:35. She is an Indigenous social worker. And then we'll have the jingle dress dancer dancing in between. Alex Starblanket has been in the comments trying to win all the prizes off everybody here. And then some more dancing with Cindy Tatusis to follow. She is a family support worker, social work. And then Haley Rose, National Ambassador of Hope, is going to be with us in the late afternoon and 3 o'clock. Just after 3 o'clock, we'll have Rob Sawan intro. He's going to talk about more tools, to battle our own self. It's all about trying to keep that balance. And we'll have prizes throughout the day as well here. So make sure you come and join us, share the page, invite more people, and try to win a prize. So with that, I'm going to hand it over. I'm going to say good night from myself, and then we're going to hand it over to Sequin, and she's going to finish her off for tonight. So have a good night. Be safe. See you tomorrow.
Hey, before we close off the virtual conference, Power Back conference, again, I would like to thank Shimona Masiskepo for the inspiration behind all of this. Who does not want to hear about Power Back? Being an Indigenous person, an Indigenous woman, is basically Indigenous in this world. Power Back. What we would like for you to take away is a lot of the positivity behind the messages, behind the performers, and behind the speakers. I'd like to thank the speakers today. Casp, you were awesome. Cynthia and Sean. Nehio Hustle, that's an inspiration to the people. Nehio Hustle clothing. And after that, we had my eyelashes put on by Makeup by April Dawn, which was really cool. That empowered me. I actually want to pick up a makeup brush and try something a little different for myself to try a different kind of power. Jarrid Lee, thank you for coming here today and just knocking our socks off as usual. Like to thank Elder Barry Henneque for your wise words today and talking about Kikeo and how that relates to health. The Naskamun Kakyo Magagantik signing off for Ahtahkakoop Health. This is Sequin Henneque.